Hi, thanks for joining me on today. I want to show you how to mix up the shower gel powders. So I've come up with two ways that you can mix it and use your shower gel much sooner. So what you need is, of course, the powders that I have. These are pre-mixed. I've already mixed them, infused them, and all you have to do is just mix them with your shower gel. Unless you want to, you can say a prayer over them and you can energize them or do whatever you like to do in order to prep them. You need a sandwich bag, the fold over type sandwich bags, a cup. These are the two things we're going to use to mix them with. A fork, because a fork mix better, it will help mix it better than a spoon, and of course a measuring spoon, and I recommend a half teaspoon of the powder to a 12-ounce container of shower gel. And the reason that I am moving to this is the same as with my baths, the shower baths, is that it's cheaper for you, less expensive to mail these to you, and just have you go through the step of mixing them with your, with mixing them with your shower gel, then for me to mix them all together and then send it to you, you'll have to pay for the weight of the shower gel itself. So it saves you, and that's what I'm looking to do, to cut down the expense that it costs to get the products to you. All right, so let's begin. Oh, excuse me. And the other thing you'll need is about a quarter cup of water. So I have a quarter cup of water here. I have an empty cup here. Now what you'll do is you will take a half a teaspoon of the bath powder, and it needs to be a level teaspoon, not a heaping teaspoon, just a level teaspoon. You scoop it in and then scoop it across there as it is in the packet. So you only need a level teaspoon, and put it in to the bag. You will squirt a little. I said a little. You'll need a little bit more than what you have in there. And I'm not getting paid for the use of the shower gel. It's just whichever shower gel that you use, whichever one you like. Hold it here at the top and then just squeeze this back and forth to mix it. Squish it down to the bottom. The shower gel is what's going to ooze up to the top. That's why we twist this bag, to keep it from running all the way out. And then you can feel it mix. And you just keep mixing it until it feels like it's thoroughly mixed together. There you have it. Perfect. That is perfect. Now it's going to go back into, now we're going to squeeze this back into the container. But before we do that, squish it all the way down as much as possible. I'm now going to add some water to that, because that is really thick now. It's thicker than what it was when I pushed it in there. So now we'll put that quarter cup of water in there. Now this is where a Ziploc bag will come in handy, because you can just Ziploc it closed. Or we can just twist this around and tie it in a knot. There's enough room in this to tie it. And you're just going to kind of shake this, mix it up. So it's much thicker than when you put it in there. You want to just loosen this up, so when we put it back into the bottle, it will mix much easier. Trust me, with these, the one I use is sort of thick. That one is sort of thick. And a lot of them are gel and kind of clunky, but they stick together because of the ingredients. why they made them gel. You don't need a whole lot of this. So let me get this over out of the way. It seems like it's mixed up really well. During this time while you're mixing this, if you have your own declaration that you want to say, or chant or energy that you want to put onto this, you can do that. This is the best time when you're actually mixing the ingredients together, okay? You would chant over it, money, money, come to me. Money, whatever chants you say. Money, money, flow into my hands. Money, money, shower into my hands, into my business. Money flow freely to me. Whatever it is that you want to say is related to the use that you are working with. I have several different baths, powders, mixtures that you can mix up. Some for business, some for just drawing money, some for gamblers. I have that one that is what they used to call it, a Toby maker some years ago. Now it's really watery because we added that water and everything looks like it's pretty mixed. You can invite other entities in to help bless this mixture. It's up to you. Now I'm going to shake it all down. Because I tied it, one side looks shorter than the other. See how that is? This side looks long, that side looks short. So now I'm just going to shake it all down to one side and rip this piece off here. I'm going to put this here. And now, I want you to see this. I'm just going to let it flow back into the container. This makes it a whole lot easier. And just squeeze it all down into there. This will help it mix a whole lot easier than, see that? And you got all your stuff out of there. You don't need that anymore. Now we put the lid back on. It's super thick. But you use whatever, what you call it, use whatever your favorite shower gel is. Put that off of there. Didn't think about that before. See it mixing? You can see it really dark in there and still light down there. It's dark there and light there. It's still separated, so you know it's not fully mixed yet because the shower gel is really thick and you'll just have to keep shaking it. I found that turning it upside down is the best way to get this, the gel, the weight of the heavy gel will go down to the lid itself and this other stuff will be pushed up there. So it's getting darker in there. See, it's getting darker in there. It pushes it up because the gravity will help it. And you'll know when it's mixed, it's dark down there. That's how you get the dark to come to the bottom because it's super thick and you'll have to just keep doing it. But while you're doing that, you can continue to ask for assistance from your ascended masters, angels, fairies, gnomes, whomever you work with. And it's starting to mix. See, it's mixing pretty good. So we'll set that to the side. I'm not gonna stand it up. To stand it up will make the part that is thinner come to the top and the part that is thicker will settle to the bottom because of gravity. So what I'm going to do is I tend to try to shake it a little like this, then lay it down. So while this is kind of doing what it's doing, I'm going to do this mix, do it again, but in a cup. Okay, so let's mix it in a cup this time. Oh, this one is a little messier than the other one. going to do again is we're going to get a half teaspoon. You just see pulling it out of here. It's a half teaspoon. It's overfilled, so I'm gonna smush that off so I don't have it overfilled. Put it in a cup. Set this aside. And we're going to try this again. This time we're going to mix it in the cup. And we're going to use a little, not much. Use our fork, and we use a fork instead of a spoon because fork is easier to mix stuff. It's almost like mixing a cake or something. You just keep mixing it. Let's blend it well. Making sure to scrape the sides and looking down in there and scraping that bottom. Sometimes in here, it's still powdery. You just have to keep working it. I want to show both ways because the bag way is easier, less messy. You can get it mixed up much better and quicker than with this. Okay. See how much thicker this is now than when I poured it out. It's super thick. So now we can add a little water. Not much, just a little. A little bit more. We're going to pour this out back into the container, but you want to save some of that water because you're going to use it to get the rest of the ingredients out of this cup. That's why I said it's easier, it's better. It appears to be better when using the plastic bag instead of this cup. Okay, now let's pour it back in here. Still quite a bit of it on the fork itself. Maybe that'll come off when we do the water. So I'm going to take this and sit it in the rest of the water, the cup that has the rest of the water. I'm going to use a quarter of a cup. Now we're going to pour this into here and use a cup, well, steady your hand or use a cup that you can bend. This is like, this is a paper cup. All of it didn't come out. Quite a bit of it did. Set that to the side. I'm trying to get the mixture off of the fork, which is not coming off very well. So hands down, mixing it in the sandwich bag is so much better. Ingredients out of here. I guess if you had a popsicle stick, it would be better. Well, it got most of it off. I prefer spending more time mixing it, blending it here than getting it out of the cup. And then, of course, it bubbles up. So overall, mixing it in the sandwich bag is much easier because you do have some of these bubbles that are going to bubble up. Set that to the side. Let's clean off this lid, the neck of the bottle rather, and put the lid back on. And now we'll do it the same as with the other one. See how thick it is sitting on top here? We need that to mix throughout. So we turn the bottle upside down, and the heavy shower gel will go to the lid, and give it a little shake, and the more fluid part that we mix will come up to the top. It's coming up in the middle. It goes up in the middle first. See that dark streak that's in the middle? See how it's coming up? Because when you look at it on the outside, it doesn't look like it's doing it, but it is. It's coming up through the top, or should I say through the middle section of it, and coming up here. You shake that, and you know it's ready when this dark mixes throughout. This light color will change. So if you have a clear shower gel, you'll be able to see when it mixes. And you want it to mix thoroughly, because every time you squirt out a little of your shower gel, you want some of that mixture to come out with it. Otherwise, there's no reason to mix it. A lot of people take showers now and less baths. People don't soak in the baths like they used to. So I'm all about adapting the recipes so that we can use them now. A lot of people want to use the old recipes or want to use the old ways in a new way. So we take the old methods and just change them a little here and there to adapt them to our new lifestyles without losing anything. So now I'll lay this to the side. Don't stand it up, lay it to the side, and it'll, the lighter weight mixture will float to the top. The heavy mixture will go to the bottom, and then you just flip it again. After sitting there for a little bit, then you just flip it. A few minutes or so will do, and then shake it again. And while you're shaking it, remember, while you're mixing this and shaking this and letting it mixture, while you're touching it and handling it, when you're touching and handling any type of mixture that you're using, you want to go ahead and infuse it with energies or powerful declarations for whatever the purpose is that you're working towards. So I'm going to set that to the side, and I'm going to pick up this other mixture. See, they look about the same when you look at them. There's a lot settled on the bottom here. So I flip it and let that float around to the other side. You just keep flipping it and shaking it, and it should be ready. It'll be ready. It doesn't take a long time. So you want to mix it up though ahead of time. Give it a chance to blend and mix. You don't want to be overly anxious. So if you need to use this today, you wanted to mix it yesterday or last night. You want to give it ample time to fully mix and mingle. And just think of this mixing and churning as a way of the universe's energies mixing and moving to bring that money and different things to you. Now, although I'm using this with a wealth bath or something that's dealing with money, you can use this when dealing with anything else, any other issue. You would just be saying the declarations of prayer that are suited for the issue you're working towards. That's all. But this is all about mixing your baths. Your shower gels, should I say, not the baths. Excuse me, most of the baths are just pure liquid, but the shower gels are not. All right, so we're going to set those up and let them do what they do. And then every so often, I'll just kind of flip the bottom and then I'll shake it. Should shake it when you flip it. So you get ready to flip it. So like now I'm going to flip it. I just flipped this over. I flipped it and shook it, because what's happening is the lightweight stuff is now going to come to the top and the heavy stuff is going to go to the bottom. So while it's doing that, I'll just give it a shake. And then I'll let it sit there for a while. Then I'll flip it again. When I flip it, I'll shake it, because that's when everything has to move. I'll shake it front to back, side to side, up, down. It doesn't matter. Just shake it around because you want it to thoroughly mix. And then let it sit. So, and that's how you mix up the powders for your shower gel. Okay. I hope that helps you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.